New from Arrow Video, in this fancy edition, Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge was one of those 80s horror movies that I was just a little bit worried about checking into. Now, if you remember my Death Screams reviews, I kind of fallen on hard ground when it comes to 80s slasher, finally discovering something that I really didn't like. Phantom of the Mall kind of rejuvenated me in the 80s horror. What have I been missing out on? It's rather bright. It looks as if it's got a decent budget behind it. It's got some familiar faces in the cast, and it tells a somewhat familiar tale. Phantom of the Mall is pretty much just a rip-off of Phantom of the Opera of Sayers. We have a piece of ground that a year prior, everybody that lived there, and particularly a house of people that wouldn't move, Eric of the Eric's Revenge and his family's house were burnt to the ground. The ground was then sold off. They've built this giant mall on it. What they don't know is Eric didn't die during that fire. In fact, he's living within the mall, watching everything that's going on, looking to take out his rage and frustrations on everything that's going on, focusing his attention on Melody, his girlfriend that he feels he lost, but he can now watch thanks to the CCTV and has all access backstage pass to this mall. It's incredibly fun. It paints a picture of this larger than life set, obviously filmed within a real mall, which looks kind of grandiose and big. Like I said, we've got Morgan Fairchild as the mayor, who seems to be at this mall every day because we've all got to be there. And we're kind of watching these characters slowly start to realise that there's something going on. You know, you get the inclusion of this reporter who kind of joins forces with Melody as they start to uncover the facts about the fire a year prior, the fact that Eric may still be alive, the fact that there's some people up to no good, whether it be the person that owns the mall, it could be the mayor, it could be some of the security guards who were paid to do nefarious things that has caused Eric to come back for his vengeance. But it's done with a very much tongue-in-cheek element, and I really kind of like that about the movie. There's lots of poking fun at itself, not taking itself too seriously, which I really kind of liked. There's moments in this which I found to be really kind of weirdly funny at moments as well. Like our main character of Melody is leaving the mall at one point, and she's attacked by someone, we don't know who, but suddenly Eric saves her with a crossbow, shooting it into the man's shoulder. And for a little while later, we never hear any more about it until we discover who this would be attacker, rapist, murderer, whatever happens to be. And it's a shock who this character is. And what's even more of a shock is that he's still walking about with a gaping wound on his shoulder. You get to see a kind of sequence in a bathroom with a snake, which is just utterly wonderful, completely silly and just, well, stupid practically, but fun. And that's what this movie has. It slowly builds up the characters and the situations. You get wonderful performances from even Ken Forey, who's in it a little bit as a security guard, who's wonderful. You get Pauly Shore, who's not as grating as he would be in some later movies. He's kind of fun as well. The secondary characters are all interesting. And what you have here is the mystery driving it forward. And then we've got this romantic tale at the heart of it, of the reporter and Melody. You've got the broken romance of Eric and Melody, and how things have changed and how his love has been warped and twisted by revenge instead. You've got the sort of corporate greed element as well, and political disruptions as you see someone in a place of power taking advantage of things from themselves on a monetary point of view. It's fun, and it's got these good action set pieces. It's got some fun gore, although you don't see too much of it. It's more implied. It's a bright and colourful kind of horror movie. It's not set in the dark, gloomy corners of some abandoned building. This is a newly built mall with large lighting practices, and they kind of try and paint this horror into bright light. And it kind of works and it doesn't kind of work, but it's a rather polished slasher movie from that era, which I really enjoyed. The characters are fun, the deaths can be incredibly silly and sometimes unbelievable, but fun as well. And the action set piece and the rousing finale near the end. It was really fun. I found myself really enjoying Phantom of the Mole, and very much so its self-flagellating style of kind of poking fun at itself while still trying to stick to the tropes of slasherdom. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed this one. Now, this disc itself, this special edition, comes with 3 versions of the movie. It's got the fan cut, which incorporates the TV edit, the theatrical edit, and some cutscenes, and it's got a TV edit on this one as well. As for extras, there is some decent ones on this. There is an audio commentary with Richard Freeman. There is a Shop Till You Drop, the making of Phantom of the Mall, which is really quite good because they get the director, they get producer and writers in there, and the writers are bitter. You know, they're really kind of angry, like they felt that they had a great script and it kind of got robbed away from them. You've got counterpoints of them saying like, not one line of our dialogue is in the movie, and then it cuts to the director who's like, yeah, we didn't change a thing in the script. But it's a really kind of fun documentary. I think it's around about 40 minutes or so. I quite enjoy that. One that I really kind of liked was The Vandals Go to the Mall, which is basically talking about the group The Vandals who did the title song for the movie, and just how they got the gig and how they appeared in kind of other movies. It's only like 15-16 minutes, but it's like a really fascinating talking head. There's some other extras on that as well, but those are the kind of 2 standout ones that I really enjoyed. I liked Phantom of the Mall a lot. It's a typical 80s horror movie, not low budget. It's got enough of a budget, but kind of strips away a lot of the gore to get there, but it's still fun. I'd love to know your thoughts on Phantom of the Mall and whether you liked it or not. If you think I deserve it, hit this video with a like as well. As always, there's other content up here that you can check out more of my stuff. And if you think that you have a little bit extra to give, you can join the membership program, or maybe even the Patreon, which would be amazing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Man v Film.